Hi YouTube, it's not Elise. Welcome back to my channel. Today's content is going to be so different from anything I've ever talked about, but I am
a high school senior. If you're a high school senior, maybe even a junior or lower class than that, you can probably understand where I'm coming from.
This is such a stressful time, and this video is my 6 tips to having a successful senior year and a successful college application process to whichever schools you may choose to apply to. So if you guys are interested in hearing my 6 steps, then keep watching. So the first step to a successful senior year is definitely grades from your 9th grade year to the time you graduate. It's so important. Stay on top of your grades, make good grades. Just do the very best you can, because ultimately your grades are going to get you that bank, and that bank is going to allow you to graduate college debt free. So grades are so vital and so important. Never let these teachers catch you slipping. Never let you catch you slipping. Just stay on top of your work, keep your grades up, and you'll see how beneficial it is when you start applying to colleges. And another thing that ties into good grades, good healthy relationships with your teachers. Please, your teachers don't have to be your best friends. You can be their favorite student and you can hate them. They don't have to know that. Just have good relationships with your teachers, because ultimately those are the people who are giving you the grades. Down the road, you're going to need recommendation letters from them. You might have to put them down as a reference for a job. You never know. So always show up to class prepared, show up on time, ask questions, pay attention, try. All of those are good key qualities that teachers look for in their best students. So just work hard at good grades and good positive relationships with teachers. It's so important. It's absolutely picking a major. I know when you're an underclassman or sometimes even a senior, picking a major can be so difficult, but it's something that has to be done. And my school does something called IGPs, which stands for Individual Graduation Plans. What that is you go to the guidance office with your parent with you. You meet up with a counselor, and many of us take the PSAT in 8th grade, which allows us to test into a certain career cluster. The guidance counselor will tell us our results on the test and how that plays into the recommended career cluster for us. So after we take that test, that will allow us to branch off, and the guidance counselor will be able to relate a particular cluster to an actual major for us to shift into. If your school doesn't offer something like that, even just taking the PSAT on your own can give you the opportunity to get those results and see what type of cluster you fit into. If your mother's a doctor and you want to be a doctor, go for it. If you like helping people and you want to be a nurse, medical jobs are just popping in my mind. But if that's what you want to do, shoot for the stars. Nobody's going to stop you. My camera's about to die. If that's what you want to do you. Go for what you want, go for what you love. But it's important to be picking that. At least by your 10th grade year, you should start familiarizing yourself with things that you actually enjoy doing. And by your junior year, you should say, this is what I want to do, for sure. Because that's how I was. I changed majors in 10th grade. And by my 11th grade year, I was sure I wanted to be a forensic scientist. Number 3 on this list of 6 ways to slay senior year is finding a college.
My major is so specific. A lot of people don't have the major. They just tell you minor in a general science field like biology or chemistry. They're just do that and major in criminal justice. That'll get you by. That's not what I wanted, so I actually had to look for schools that offer my major. Syracuse University in New York was one, but their tuition is $63,000 a year. I don't think that's just tuition. I do think that's everything, but ain't nobody got that.
So I found Fayetteville State in North Carolina. So just be looking for schools, and for me, it made my college selection choice easier. I still haven't decided. I'm stuck between Fayetteville State and North Carolina A&T, but I have an idea. I have it narrowed down to 2, and I have a third option just in case, but I don't think I'll need it. Since my major is so rare, it was easier because not a whole lot of schools have it. So you better pick one of these schools that's going to actually get you a good career after college. But if your major is more broad, like business or biology or something like that, you're going to have endless options. So that's why you want to grind for those good grades, work hard to get those good test scores, and you can get that bank and probably go to school for free, if you really try hard enough and put your all into it. Number 4 on the list is looking for and applying to scholarships. And I just realized I didn't include a test taking section, so I'm going to kind of wrap that into number 4 with the looking and applying for scholarships. Start taking your test early. I took my SAT for the first time on my own in January of this year. I was still a junior, of course, at that time because the school year hadn't ended. I had an 1180, including my writing. Without the writing, I had an 830, which isn't enough for any type of scholarships that I'm wanting. But it was a solid score, but it wasn't scholarship good. It probably could get me into some schools, but I focused more on my ACT score because it was higher. I made a 21. I took that through my school. In my junior year, it was mandatory. Every junior in the school had to take it. Thank goodness. That was an opportunity to take that test free of charge. I recently retook my SAT this month on the 3rd. So that was like last weekend, the weekend before that. It was the weekend before that. Those scores will be back in 10 days. And I'm sending them directly to North Carolina A&T, hoping that they're high enough for me to get a full ride scholarship that I'm wanting to apply to. So hopefully. But in addition to that, if you feel like your test scores aren't going to benefit you, look for scholarships. Like my mom has been telling me since I was in 10th grade, they have a scholarship for everything. They literally have scholarships for left-handed people. But it's okay. Like, seriously, they have scholarships for minorities, including like Hispanic and Black minorities. They have scholarships for first-generation college students. You have the Coca-Cola scholarship. The list goes on and on. You just have to Google scholarships, and you can find some that are tailored to fit you. Like, I'm a first-generation college student. Both of my parents attended South Carolina State in Orangeburg, and neither one of them went through and like completed to get a degree. So I would be considered a first-year college student because they did not graduate. So those are scholarships. I need to be, instead of making this video, looking those up. I'm trying to help y'all so y'all don't end up like me, which I've gained scholarships, but many of the ones I gained are only for the institute that I applied to. They can't go to other schools because the school is who's offering it to me. FAFSA is another important thing, and this relates to scholarships, so I'm staying on topic. I'm proud of me. But my FAFSA awarded me almost $6,000, and it was a federal grant, and I can actually take that out of state. So since I'm going to be an out-of-state student for my freshman year, I'll be able to use that grant, which $6,000 isn't a whole lot, but it is definitely something. Like, that's a pretty good handful. So that's going to come in handy. But just look, as early as freshman year, you can apply for $1,500 scholarships, like starting out, and then work your way up to bigger things that require essays, like long essays, recommendations, which brings me to number 5. Many of the schools, I'm not even going to say many, none of the schools I applied to asked for recommendation letters. None. Test scores and GPA and transcript is all they want from me, and that's it, nothing more. Many of the scholarships that you apply to are going to ask you for recommendation letters, and that's where you get scholarship recommendations. If you're going to get some from teachers, which is why I even wrote that down, get on it. I didn't get any from teachers, now I need 2 more, and I still have not gotten on it. But get them early. Like, do not harass your teachers 2 weeks, like me, 2 weeks before the scholarship deadline. Oh, I need this letter, like, we're about to get out of school for Christmas next week. I need the letters before we get out of school. That's pretty much what I'm going to be stuck telling them. I need those back ASAP. And they're going to be like, really, nigga? I'm going to be like, man, look. But I should have been on it earlier, which is why I'm trying to drill this into y'all. Get those recommendation letters as early as possible. Final point, number 6, making a college decision. I've narrowed my choices down to 3 schools: FSU, I'll leave the full name below, I'm tired of saying it, North Carolina A&T, and Winthrop University. Fayetteville, North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, and Rock Hill, South Carolina. So I may end up paying out-of-state tuition my first year, but my mother lives in Raleigh now, and I stay here in South Carolina with my grandmother, so I graduate from high school. So by my sophomore year, I'll have in-state tuition, which is going to benefit my pockets greatly. But making that final decision is pretty much the same thing as number 3, finding a college. But it's like, well, I should say finding colleges, but number 6 is like a solid foundation choice. I've limited it down to 3, and I really don't think Winthrop is going to like make the cut, simply because FSU and A&T are so specific and tailored to my major needs for my academic major that it's like, okay, it's one or none. Like, I have to go to one of those 2 schools, and I keep looking in the mirror. I'm so sorry, you guys. But I have to go to one of those 2 schools because that's just perfect for Naya. But just after you figure out what your major is going to be and you just formulate a list of colleges, I have to start with 10 because I know I've applied to probably more than 10 schools. But I'd set myself up with 10, especially if your major is more simple like nursing or business. But go and aim for the best programs. Don't just say, okay, I'll put them on the list because they have it. No, don't do that. Fayetteville State's forensic science program is ranked number 2 in the country. That's why they're on my list, because I know, okay, when I graduate, they're going to look at my degree like, girl, come on, we starting you off with this pay. Like, that's the type of education you need. Don't go to a school that's going to leave you hanging when you graduate. You need something that's going to carry you long term and lead you to being able to live the lifestyle you want to live, which is the reason for number 6, which is making that final decision. Make sure it's a school that offered you money. But if they didn't offer you money, like I told my mom, she was like, if you get a full ride, you better go. Like, I'm going to use Francis Marion as an example. Francis Marion is located in Florence, South Carolina. I talked to them today because I had a college interview meeting with them, and I was able to ask them questions. It was a nice opportunity. But I already knew when I walked in the door of the interview, I don't want to go to Francis Marion. But making that final decision, make sure it's a school that's going to benefit you. I was using Francis Marion as an example to say this. My mom was like, if you get a full ride, go ahead and go. Francis Marion does not have forensic science. They do have criminal justice, and A&T doesn't have forensic science, but they have the certificate, which is getting me part of the way there. It actually has part of what I desire, like to be in school for. Francis Marion, majoring in criminal justice isn't going to get me to that level where I want to be. Don't just settle. Go for a school that is gonna fulfill what you academically need. So go by these steps, meet your deadlines, stay ahead of the game, stay on top of the game. Don't ride the game's shoulders. Why I have this beside me, don't ask, but
I need you to be up here, okay? Stay on top of the game, not even on the shoulders. We need you up here. Be on top of the game here, like, I'm coming for you. Like, we live. Do that, please.
I'm so serious. But I wish you guys all the luck. If you're not a senior yet, keep the grind going. Don't stop. If you are a senior, keep the grind going. You got a couple more months to get this right. One senior year, one shot. After you graduate, SAT and ACT don't mean poop. So do your best while you still have the chance. Like I said, I think it's another one coming up in February. If you need to do that retest, go for it. I got mine in this month, so keep it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. My phone is about to retire its life, so I'm going to get off of here, put it on the charger, and edit this video so I can get it up tonight, I hope. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support, all 58 of you, because I checked, and in a year from now, it's going to be 50,000 of you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next one.